This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the Town of North Haven.
Hi, welcome to the June 25th, 2024 meeting of the Board of Police Commissioners for the Town of North Haven. My name is Larry Lazaroff. I'm the chairman. To my left is our vice chairman, Bob Hannon. To his left is our secretary, Mark Calafiore. To my right is Commissioner Mead. To his right, Commissioner Wilson. I'd like to ask for the approval of the minutes of the May 28th, 2024 meeting, both regular and executive session, please.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any correspondences?
Mr. Chairman, we have one letter of correspondence, and this is from Charles W. Sherwood. He's the director of the South Central Criminal Justice Administration, and he's writing on behalf of the Stratford Police Department, thanking Detective Paulus Alcides to serve as a panelist at a recently held assessment center for the position of captain. So thank you, Detective Paulus Alcides. Good job, and that's it.
Perfect. Under Chairman's report, I'll be brief. I wanted to thank the public for supporting the budget and therefore supporting increasing our staff by 2 officers. It's important that we continue the growth of the department and protection of the community. I wanted to thank the officers and the canines for appearing at Dairy Queen, also thanking Dairy Queen on June 3rd, where we met the handlers and the dogs. It was a fun event, and many commissioners were at that event as well. As a reminder, we're going into the warmer summer weather, and just be careful, please, and be more alert of runners, bikers, all the children at play. And of course, we always remind everybody to please be secure and lock your homes, your cars, your sheds. We are the best defense against crime. So please just mind your property. And with that, I will turn it over to the chief.
Thank you. I'll start with the budget, as I usually do at the end of May. We were at 89.6% expended, which is below our tracking limits, as we have been all year. We're still in very good shape in terms of the budget. We anticipate at the close of the fiscal year on June 30th, we'll be under our allocated funding. Our overtime, as we talked about the last few months, has tracked high, as you can see in the reports, but for good reasons. Our staffing, more dispatchers, I'll talk about that under the personnel category. We've been doing distracted driving details, crime prevention details, ATV and street takeover details, and our training has been extensive. Again, in your packets, you can see all the details regarding training. As you know, the budget was voted down the first time. We made some changes. We cut $70,000 out of our capital and about $100,000 out of our operational budget. And it was passed in the second attempt. So we were able to, as the chairman said, keep in the 2 new patrol officer positions. So we're interviewing tonight in executive session, 1 person to fill a current vacancy, and internally, over the next few weeks, we'll start interviewing for the new positions that are funded for January. Any commissioners have any questions about the budget?
I just wanted to compliment you, as always, for a fine job of handling the budget. These are stressful times, trying times, and the team you have here just does an amazing job. So thank you for being so efficient and really watching the dollars.
I appreciate that, and the deputy chief and the rest of the command staff, they do an excellent job. The biggest part of our budget is the salaries, the actual compensation. Is by far the second biggest line is overtime, so it's very difficult to manage the demands of the community and putting officers where they need to be, but also keeping in mind being conservative and fiscally responsible, so they do a great job. Under traffic, there was a significant motor vehicle accident on Valley Service Road we talked about last month. That was the second in just the past year that road was open. That stretches between the Amazon property from Washington Avenue to the 22 connector near Clintonville Road. We've added a significant amount of motor vehicle enforcement. Our traffic division has been there quite often running radar. We have our electronic speed signs out there, and all the signage has been put up, all the striping in the road, the fog lines, as well as the double yellow line has been installed, but we're keeping an eye on that and paying close attention. Those speed signs don't just show the speed of the cars, it collects data, traffic counts, times of day, when the speeds are higher, lower, so we use that information to deploy police officers out there to do radar. So that's something that's really on our radar, no pun intended, on our radar. Sergeant DePascal is also working with the town engineer to take a look at Valley Service Road to determine whether we can improve in any other way to deter any high speeds. So if there's any recommendations, we'll bring that to you in the next couple of meetings. Under training, professional standards, please refer your packets for all the training. Like I said, we continue to send all of our officers to advanced training as well as basic training, and we're going to continue to do that. I think it's very important. We recently provided training for the North Haven Fire Department for active shooter response. That was facilitated by North Haven police officers as well as officers who are assigned to the regional SWAT team, South Central Regional SWAT team, and that was a success, and it just shows a good collaboration between the fire department, EMS, and our SWAT team and our police departments, people who are all going to respond to critical incidents. So it was good to see them out there all together.
So if you don't mind me asking, who took part in that from the fire department? Was it the bosses or the?
No, it was the firefighters. It was the personnel that would be on the engines and the rescues and the people who would respond to an active shooter incident. Under personnel, the deputy chief and I, along with Captain Wozniak and Lieutenant Falcon, attended a labor hearing today. This was a result of discipline that was given out to a patrol officer. We'll talk in more detail in the executive session, but it was resolved today in favor of the town. Like I said, we'll talk in more detail later. All of our officers who are in field training over the last few months are off field training, so they're acting on their own, solo in cars in our patrol division. We still have one officer in the academy. She graduates scheduled for July 11th, and then we'll enter field training where she'll spend at least 12 weeks with another officer training on our protocols, our town, and how we do things. We had one officer out on long-term injury. He has returned, so he's back in patrol. But we had one officer resign, went to a different department, and that's the position that we're interviewing for tonight. And we still have one officer out on maternity leave. So technically, we're down 3 officers. If you look at our total allocated funding, but still we're higher than we've ever been in terms of staffing, so we're in good shape. In dispatch, we have 7 full-time dispatchers working now. That's the highest staffing we've ever had. We're funded for 8, and we're working towards that moving forward. But having those 7 dispatchers actually working is going to cut down on our overtime, so we're happy about that as well. In the Uniform Services Division, for May, our stats show an increase in cost for service compared to the previous year. Just for the month of May, we had 2,614 calls for service compared to 2,300 and change. Year to date, we're also trending higher. In the last 3 years, we've been on a higher rise in terms of calls for service as well as crime. So year to date, 11,545 calls for service compared to 10,000 and change. Written reports for May were up. We had this year 221 compared to 199 in May last year. Motor vehicle stops, and this is one of my, I guess I have a bias for this, for proactive policing. I think it's very important for deterring crime and having a presence in the neighborhoods and business communities. Our motor vehicle stops for May were 382 compared to 123 in May the previous year, so it's a big difference. Year-to-date, 1,425 compared to 815 last year. So with more officers on the road, frees up more people to have proactive policing. So we're happy about that. All larcenies, this is shoplifting, catalytic converter thefts, larcenies from yards, any thefts. All larcenies are down. In May, there was 178 compared to 221 in May of last year. So like I said, more officers on the road, more proactive policing, should equate to less crime, which is our goal. ISD report, please refer to your package. There's more details there. It's a pretty detailed report. I'll just touch on a few things. In May, we have 4 stolen cars. 2 have been recovered and processed. We had 3 commercial burglaries and no residential burglaries. Detectives working ARPA funded, which is federal grant funding for crime suppression. They're working a detail in May, looking for suspicious activity, stolen cars, violent crime. Came across an individual who they determined that he had a significant amount of heroin and fentanyl in his possession, and so he was arrested. So it's good to see the grant funding equating to getting people off the street who we don't want on our streets. So we're staying busy, but we're going in the right direction. We're going to continue with the grant funding for crime suppression, ATV patrols, street takeover patrols, violent crime task force position. We have bike officers. Now that the weather is better, they're out there. We have somebody on the green now in the shopping districts. By the end of this year, because of staffing, we anticipate to add at least 1 detective and maybe a 2nd detective, depending on how things work out. There's a couple events coming up. We have a large event at a business on Universal Drive that's caught people's attention. When they have events, traffic gets backed up onto the highway, so that's tomorrow night. We have officers who are working that detail for traffic as well as safety, and they're paying the bill for it. We're not paying for it. But it's important to have police there. So tomorrow night, we'll put something on social media to alert the public to stay away if you don't want to be stuck in traffic. But Universal Drive South is going to be a large event. We have a I'm sorry?
What is, excuse me, what is it?
I'd rather not advertise for the business, but on Universal Drive, there's going to be a large event. On the fairgrounds, in the next 2 weeks, there's going to be an R&B concert, which will draw a lot of attention. We get a lot of complaints as far as noise and traffic for that. But again, we'll have officers there for traffic and for safety. And as usual, we continue Tuesday nights on the green, town concerts. We have officers there tonight. We'll continue that, even though it's an extended season for the concerts. And finally, last thing I have is we were recently notified that we were approved and selected to participate in a K-9 training class with the Connecticut State Police starting in early September. So we're going to add our 4th K-9 to our units. That's all I have tonight.
Excellent.
Will there be another German Shepherd?
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Sure. I try not to ask too many questions, and they're usually sort of statistical and strange, I realize. But the stops this year have tripled, and I also love proactive policing. It prevents things without harming the people you stop. It's wonderful. It looked like when I tried to do math in my head quick, it's still about 30% that convert into citations, probably. I'm not sure how many arrests. Would the rest be warnings, either verbal or written?
That's correct. The vast majority are verbal warnings.
Yeah,
We consider it education.
me too. I think people appreciate
Yeah.
getting a warning, and they feel like, well, that was very considerate. Somebody made the discretion and the judgment not to penalize me, but look out for my safety, and they're watching. So that's wonderful.
Any other questions or comments? I'm good. Motion to adjourn to executive session for discussion. Personnel?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are back now in out of executive session, back in open session, after having conducted an interview. I'd like to make a motion that we offer conditional offer of employment to Tom Durant for his officer, the title of patrolman for the town of North Haven, North Haven Police Department. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Before adjournment, I believe Commissioner Wilson would like a moment to speak.
Yeah. As a lot of people in town already know, I'm going to be moving, and I'm moving out of state, so it's going to be sometime in the next month or so. I just wanted a chance to say a couple of words about this department. I've spent 60 years in this general area, 40 of which was in North Haven when I got married to Rich Wilson. But I've been very involved in this community, starting with First Selectman Walt Gorwich, who approached me to put together the Quinnipiac Chamber of Commerce with the Wallingford Chamber, and that gave me an opportunity to really get involved in the business community, and I was very impressed with everything that had been done here. And it was a very enjoyable time for me, and I spent about 30 years doing that. At which point I got even more involved after I retired in various committees and commissions, and have been very happy to work with all the people that I have met along the way. One of the most impactful and important involvements is this police commission. I was asked to fill in a spot, and then I've been elected twice, and I really want to thank everybody for that. I've been a member of this commission for approximately 7 years, 4 of which were as vice chair, and it has been an incredible experience. And I guess I just want to say, I'm putting a plug in for the department. We have a fabulous department here. We're led by an incredible chief, Kevin Glenn, excuse me, as well as deputy chief, Andrew Stavridis, and an amazing group of talented and skilled administrative people and officers. And every single one of them cares about this community and does a phenomenal job. And I guess I just wanted to say that because this is one of the things I'm going to miss the most. And I wanted everybody to rest assured that the department, the town, the commission, everybody is in good hands, and you've got the best that there is. There are other departments in this state that are emulating what we do here. So I thank you to all of you, and I thank you for electing me to this position, and I will miss everybody. Thanks for the privilege.
Thank you, Robin, and we wish you much health and great health and happiness in the future. Anybody else make a comment?
Yeah, Robin, I just want to say it was a pleasure serving with you. I always found your insight very intelligent, analytical, and you were always an asset to this commission. And I'm going to genuinely miss you being here, and I just want to wish you good luck and enjoy your family. You've got a couple grandkids, I believe, so yeah, just enjoy that. And
At that same magical age that he's dealing with Fruity.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. But it's
So thank you.
yeah, again, good luck. And thank you.
Yeah, just to echo everybody else, job well done, thank you, and enjoy moving to where?
The middle of nowhere.
The middle of nowhere.
It's
New
in the
York.
Berkshires.
Oh, the Berkshire.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
enjoy the snow.
I know it's beautiful, everybody says it's beautiful, it's also very rural, and I
Yeah.
was raised in New York, so this is but
Culture shock.
my kids were up there.
Very good.
So, thank you.
Good luck to you.
It's been a pleasure, it really has been, having you as a neighbor.
Well, we'll all miss you.
Yeah.
You know, the strings of friendship and human nature are subtle and grow slow, but then they break with, painfulness, so we'll
Yes.
all miss you as a colleague and a friend.
Well, you're all welcome to visit.
Yeah. The Berkshires, I love it there.
Yeah, right, that's what everybody says.
Yeah, so thanks, we'll miss you, yeah.
Thank you.
You're a good person.
Thank
So
you.
I won't be as poetic as Commissioner Mead. but,
I hope.
Nobody can be a poet.
This was a surprise that this was going to be announced tonight, so not a surprise that you're leaving, but thank you for your service. And we appreciate everything you've done for the commission, for the police department, and you'll be missed.
Thank you. Well, I will miss you guys very much. And you're very good mentors and leaders. You do a fabulous job, the whole department. And Peggy, who runs the office and the department, basically, no, you is a tremendous asset. to this whole department. Thank you. Thank you.
Any further business?
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
I'll second it. if you
Second
want.
it? All in favor?
Aye.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.